It can feel like the end of the road, can't it? That moment when the house suddenly feels too big, too quiet. Maybe the kids are grown and gone, living their own lives, as they should. Or perhaps you've lost your partner, and the silence where their laughter or even just their presence used to be is deafening. For so many men reaching their 60s and beyond, the prospect of living alone conjures up images of loneliness, isolation, and a slow fading into the background. It's a painful reality that creeps into the minds of many. The fear of being adrift, of not having someone there at the end of the day, of losing structure and purpose. You might worry about who will look after you, who you'll share a cuppa with, or even just talk to about your day. It feels like a chapter closing, often on a note of sadness or uncertainty. But what if that wasn't the only story? What if living alone after 60 wasn't a painful ending, but the beginning of a surprising, liberating, and deeply fulfilling new phase of life? What if this period, often feared for its solitude, actually holds a secret to a richer, more vibrant existence? The surprising truth is that for many older men, living alone unlocks a series of powerful, life-changing benefits that were perhaps impossible in earlier, busier stages of life. It's not about being lonely. It's about discovering a different kind of freedom and joy. In this video, we're going to explore 8 of these incredible benefits, things that can genuinely transform your perspective and your daily life. These aren't just theoretical ideas. They're real advantages that men all over are discovering. Watch to the end, because there's something that might truly surprise you about the strength and happiness you can find when you're living life entirely on your own terms. One of the most immediate and noticeable benefits when you find yourself living alone is the sheer sense of freedom and independence that washes over you. Think back to decades past, raising a family, managing a household with a partner, juggling work and responsibilities. Life was likely a complex dance of compromise, schedules, and shared decisions. While there was immense joy and purpose in that, it also meant a constant negotiation of time, space, and preferences. Now, suddenly, that complex structure is gone. And while that can initially feel unsettling, it quickly reveals itself as an incredible opportunity. You get to decide how you spend every single minute of your day. Want to stay in your pajamas until noon on a Tuesday? Go right ahead. Feel like having toast for dinner? Nobody's stopping you. Spontaneous road trip because the weather's fine. Pack a bag and hit the road. This isn't about being irresponsible. It's about having the ultimate control over your own life. It's the freedom to follow your impulses, your curiosity, your energy levels without needing to check in with anyone else. Imagine waking up and the only agenda for the day is the one you create. You might decide to spend 3 hours reading a book you've been meaning to get to, or tinker in the garage without interruption, or simply sit in the garden and watch the birds. There's no pressure to be anywhere. No deadlines set by others within your home. No need to coordinate schedules for meals or activities. This level of autonomy can be profoundly empowering. It allows you to reconnect with the things you truly enjoy. The things that perhaps fell by the wayside during busier times. Maybe you always wanted to learn to play the guitar, or paint, or research your family history. Now, you have the uninterrupted time and mental space to dedicate to these pursuits. This freedom isn't just about leisure. It extends to every facet of your life. You decide what groceries to buy, how to arrange your furniture, what temperature to set the thermostat, what to watch on television. These might seem like small things, but collectively, they add up to a powerful feeling of being the master of your own domain. It's a quiet rebellion against the compromises of the past, a gentle reclaiming of self. And this leads beautifully into the second life-changing benefit, the opportunity for deep self-discovery and personal growth. When you're constantly interacting with others in close quarters, especially family, there's a natural tendency to define yourself, at least in part, by those relationships. You are a husband, a father, a provider, a grandfather. These are vital roles. Of course, but they don't encompass the entirety of who you are. When you're living alone, you're faced with yourself in a way you might not have been for decades. There's less external noise, fewer expectations to meet, and more internal space to simply be This can be confronting initially. Who am I without these defining roles right in front of me every day? But it's also an incredible gift. Living alone provides the perfect environment for introspection. You have the quiet time to think about your life, your experiences, your values, and what truly matters to you. Now, in this phase, you might rediscover parts of your personality that were dormant. Maybe you realize you're more introverted than you thought, or surprisingly creative, or that you have a hidden passion for cooking. You learn to rely on your own company and find comfort in solitude. This isn't the same as loneliness. It's about building a strong, positive relationship with yourself. You learn to entertain yourself, to solve your own problems, to navigate the ups and downs of daily life without immediate external support. This builds a quiet confidence and resilience you might not have known you possessed. Think about it when something needs fixing around the house, or you need to make a decision about your finances, or simply figure out what to do on a rainy Saturday afternoon. The responsibility rests entirely with you. At first, this might feel daunting, but every time you successfully handle something on your own, whether it's fixing a leaky tap, managing a bill, or planning a rewarding solo outing, you reinforce your capability and independence. You prove to yourself, daily, that you are competent and self-sufficient. This process of navigating life on your own terms, solving your own challenges, and spending time in your own company leads to a deeper understanding and appreciation of who you are as an individual. Separate from your roles within a family unit. It's a chance to build a stronger, more authentic foundation for the years ahead, based purely on your own terms and discoveries. Continuing on this path of self-governance. The third significant benefit you'll likely experience is the absolute control you gain over your daily schedule and routines. This might sound mundane, but it's profoundly liberating. Life in a shared household often means adjusting your rhythm to accommodate others. Mealtimes, bedtimes, television choices, when quiet is needed, when noise is acceptable. While this shared rhythm creates harmony, it also means your personal preferences are often secondary to the collective schedule. When you live alone, that framework dissolves. You can wake up naturally without an alarm unless you choose to set one. You can eat breakfast at 7 a.m. or 11 a.m. You can decide to exercise in the morning, afternoon, or not at all. Your day unfolds according to your own energy levels, your mood, and your priorities. Imagine being able to dedicate entire afternoons to a hobby without feeling guilty or interrupted. If you enjoy woodworking, you can spend hours in the workshop, leaving tools and projects exactly as they are without needing to tidy up for others. If you're a keen gardener, you can spend a whole Saturday digging and planting, stopping only when you feel like it. This flexibility isn't just about convenience. It's about optimizing your time for what brings you joy and energy. You learn what times of day you are most productive, most relaxed, most creative, and you can structure your life to capitalize on those personal rhythms. This personalized schedule reduces stress and allows for a more natural, less rushed pace of life. There's no need to be constantly mindful of someone else's clock. This autonomy over your schedule ties directly into the fourth benefit: increased control over your environment and finances. Your home becomes your sanctuary. Designed and maintained exactly to your liking, you decide the decor, the level of cleanliness, the amount of clutter or lack thereof. If you want to leave a book open on the table, it stays there until you're ready to pick it up again. If you prefer a minimalist aesthetic, you can achieve it without negotiation. If you're a collector, you can display your treasures without worrying about them being in someone else's way. This physical control over your living space creates a sense of peace and ownership. It's a place that reflects you, where everything is where you want it to be, simply because you decided it. Financially, living alone gives you a clear picture and complete control of your income and expenses. There's no need to discuss or compromise on spending priorities within your means. Of course, you can allocate your budget to what matters most to you. Travel, hobbies, investments, helping family, or simply ensuring your own comfort and security. This financial independence can be incredibly empowering. You manage your money your way, learning valuable skills if you haven't already, and gaining a deep understanding of your financial landscape. This control reduces financial stress that can sometimes arise from differing attitudes towards money within a shared household. You make the decisions, you see the results, and you learn to be self-reliant in managing your resources, perhaps one of the most undervalued benefits. And the fifth we'll touch upon is the significant reduction in potential stress and conflict. Let's be honest. Living closely with others, no matter how much you love them, inevitably involves disagreements. It could be about household chores, differing opinions on how things should be done, noise levels, visitors, finances, or even just different habits that grate on each other over time. These everyday frictions, while seemingly small, can add up to a considerable amount of background stress. When you live alone, those sources of conflict simply disappear. There's no one to argue with about whose turn it is to take out the rubbish, or why the washing machine was left full, or why the television is too loud. You don't have to navigate differing political views over the dinner table or compromise on holiday destinations. This absence of daily conflict creates a profound sense of peace and calm within your own four walls. Your home becomes a true haven, a place where you don't have to brace yourself for potential disagreements or tread carefully around sensitive topics. This reduction in interpersonal friction frees up emotional energy that can be directed towards more positive pursuits. It allows you to relax fully in your own space, knowing that the only expectations you need to manage are your own. The quiet isn't just an absence of noise, it's an absence of tension, a space where you can truly breathe and be at ease. This isn't to say relationships aren't valuable, far from it. But the daily negotiation required in shared living is simply not present when you're by yourself. And that brings a unique kind of tranquility that many find incredibly beneficial as they get older. Moving on from the peace found in reduced conflict. The sixth benefit is the wonderful space living alone provides for your hobbies and interests. We touched on this briefly with scheduling, but it's worth exploring further. When you live alone, your physical space can truly become a reflection of your passions. That spare room isn't just a storage area or a guest room that's rarely used. It can be transformed into exactly what you need. A dedicated workshop, a painting studio, a music room, a library, a place to set up your model railway, or simply a comfortable space devoted entirely to reading and relaxation. You don't need anyone's permission or need to negotiate for space. Think about the projects you've always wanted to tackle, but felt you never had the room or the uninterrupted time. Perhaps you want to restore old furniture, build things with your hands, delve into intricate crafts, or spend hours pursuing genealogy research spread out across a large table. Living alone means you can leave projects out, spread your tools or materials, and return to them whenever you like without having to pack everything away for mealtimes or visitors. This dedicated space makes it much easier to engage regularly with your hobbies, which are crucial for mental stimulation, maintaining dexterity, and providing a sense of purpose and enjoyment. It's about having the literal and figurative room to play, create, and explore the things that truly light you up. It's an investment in your own happiness and intellectual or creative well-being. Now, it might seem counterintuitive, but the seventh benefit of living alone is a deeper, perhaps even more profound, appreciation for connection when it does happen. When you live with others, social interaction is often a given, a constant background hum. It's easy to take it for granted. When you live alone, every interaction, every conversation, every shared meal or activity becomes a deliberate choice and, as a result, feels more meaningful. You actively decide who you want to spend time with, when, and how. This intentionality can lead to higher quality interactions. You might find yourself reaching out to friends or family not out of obligation, but because you genuinely want to share something, hear their news, or simply enjoy their company. When visitors come over, or you go out to socialize, you're likely more present and engaged because it's a break from your usual solitude. This can lead to deeper conversations and a stronger appreciation for the bonds you have. Living alone doesn't mean you become a hermit, for many. It clarifies which connections are truly important and encourages them to invest more energy in nurturing those relationships. It shifts the focus from constant proximity to quality engagement, making the time spent with others more valuable and cherished. You build relationships based on shared interests and mutual enjoyment, rather than just shared living space. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, the eighth life-changing benefit is the incredible boost to your resilience and confidence. Living alone forces you to step up and handle everything yourself, from managing the household bills and maintenance to cooking your own meals and taking care of your health. The responsibility rests squarely on your shoulders. While this can feel daunting at first, every challenge met, every problem solved, every task completed successfully builds a quiet, deep-seated confidence. You learn that you are capable, resourceful, and stronger than you might have thought. Figuring out how to fix a minor household issue using a YouTube tutorial, navigating online banking, planning and executing your own errands and appointments. Each of these small victories reinforces your independence and ability to cope. You prove to yourself that you don't need constant assistance or validation. This self-reliance translates into resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and handle whatever life throws at you. You develop a stronger inner core, a belief in your own capacity to manage. This isn't about being isolated. It's about building a robust foundation of self-trust that allows you to face the future with greater optimism and less fear. You become your own best friend, your own most reliable support system. It's a powerful realization that you are more than capable of living a full, independent, and happy life on your own terms. So, you see, living alone after 60 is far from a sentence of loneliness or decline. It can be a profound opportunity for freedom, self-discovery, control, peace, passion, meaningful connection, and building unbreakable resilience. It's a chance to craft a life that is entirely yours, tailored to your preferences and rhythms. A life where you can flourish in surprising and deeply rewarding ways. Remember, small changes in perspective can unlock immense happiness and fulfillment. We've explored how having complete freedom over your time and decisions can be truly liberating, how the solitude offers a unique space for self-discovery and personal growth, how setting your own schedule brings a sense of peace and control, how managing your own environment and finances builds independence, and how the absence of daily friction reduces stress and brings calm. We've also seen how having dedicated space for your hobbies enriches your life, how living alone can actually make the connections you do have feel more valuable, and how handling everything yourself builds incredible resilience and confidence. These 8 benefits aren't just abstract ideas. They are practical, tangible improvements to daily life that many men experience when they embrace living alone as a positive choice rather than a negative circumstance. It's about finding strength and joy within yourself and your own space. What has your experience been like? Have you discovered any unexpected benefits of living alone? Or perhaps you're approaching this phase with some apprehension. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Sharing your perspective can be incredibly helpful for others. If you found value in hearing about these benefits, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps more people see it. And if you're interested in more content about navigating life, health, and happiness after 60, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss out. Living alone doesn't have to be scary. It can be the start of a truly wonderful adventure. Embrace the possibilities. Find your own rhythm. And live your best life at every age.